अन्नाद भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्न संभव यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्य यज्ञ कर्म समुद्भव।
The state of Gujarat on the west coast of India is one of the most progressive states in India, economically and socially. But it lags far behind in one respect, that is, water. Gujarat occupies 6.39% of India's geographical area and 5% of the population, but its water resources are just 2.28%. Out of 185 rivers in Gujarat, only 8 are perennial, all located in South Gujarat. That's not all. While the average annual rainfall is 80 centimeters, it varies highly across time and space. On an average, Gujarat faces drought in 3 out of every 10 years, with North Gujarat having per capita water availability of 414 cubic meters, Saurashtra 730 cubic meters and Kutch 808 cubic meters. Gujarat qualifies to be water scarce according to the United Nations criteria. When Gujarat was formed in 1960, the net irrigated area was 682,999 hectares. By 2002, this has increased by more than 5 times. Agriculture consumes more than 90% of water and more than 40% of electricity. About 80% of irrigation is through groundwater. But the state paid heavily. Energy consumption rose. Water tables depleted. Quality of water deteriorated, turning it into a serious and irreversible health hazard to humans and cattle alike. More than 25% of Gujarat's villages suffer from excess fluorides, nitrates and salinity. Add to this the fact that urbanization is relatively high in Gujarat. Its domestic and industrial demands are high and are projected to rise rapidly. The total installed capacity of power generation rose from a meager 300 megawatt in 1960 to 8,576 megawatt. Almost 90% comes from thermal power, that is, coal, gas and naphtha. Hydropower is hardly 6.52% of the installed capacity against the national average of 24%. Although demand for energy is rising by 11% every year, capacity for power generation is increasing by just 9%, widening the demand-supply gap. Creation of 18 major irrigation schemes, 87 medium, 79 minor ones and 21,000 check dams has ensured the storage of 16,750 million cubic meters of water. The Sardar Sarovar project on the river Narmada is one of the biggest in the world. In an advanced stage of construction, it will irrigate about 1.9 million hectares of cultivable command area through its 66,000-kilometer long canal network. It will also generate 1,450 megawatt hydropower. Despite these integrated efforts, balance could not be achieved in demand and supply for water and energy. The reasons are obvious: frequent monsoon failure, falling groundwater table, consequent reduction in total usable groundwater resources, increase in electrified wells and increasing demand for energy to satisfy the need for water. Added to this, even after using the Sardar Sarovar project to its potential, almost 50% of cultivable land of Gujarat will still not have a reliable source of surface water. Gujarat is committed to equitable development, but the existing regional imbalances in socio-economic development call for integrated efforts for long-term security in water and energy. And therefore, we have to think and plan for future strategy. Kalpasar forms part of the missionary futuristic vision envisaged by our young and vibrant Chief Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, who says, After achieving the momentous distinction of flowing the waters of Narmada in the Sardar Sarovar project main canal and then transporting them to quench the thirst of millions in drought-stricken parched hinterlands of Saurashtra, western Gujarat, Kutch, northwestern Gujarat, our government is determined to ensure long-term water security in Gujarat in the new millennium by giving concrete shape to Kalpasar project. The word Kalpasar comes from Kalpa Vriksha, the wishing tree in Hindu mythology. Kalpasar, the lake that fulfills all wishes. Kalpasar involves constructing a 64.16 kilometer long dam across the Gulf of Cambay, joining Ghoga on the west coast and Hansot on the east coast. The dam will have two parts to it, 40.66 kilometer in the Gulf and 23.5 kilometer on the mouth of river Narmada. It will create a freshwater basin of more than 2,000 square kilometer, with waters of 12 rivers flowing into the Gulf, including the rivers Narmada, Mahi and Sabarmati. The basin will have a gross storage of 16,791 million meter cube. The dam will have a 1.3 kilometer long gated spillway to surpass the Narmada flood of 150,000 cubic meter per second. A 150 meter long shiplock will be provided on the west and a 200 meter long shiplock on the east for navigation. With the mean spring tide of 8.8 meters, this is one of the best sites in India for tidal power generation. To generate tidal power, turbine sluices with an installed capacity of 5,880 megawatt will be provided in the caissons. The dam will have a top width of 35 meter and will have provision for road and railway tracks for transportation. Through its 660 kilometer long canal system, the Kalpasar Canal is designed for a maximum discharge of 425 cubic meters per second. It will carry 5,461 million cubic meters of water annually to irrigate 1,054,500 hectares of land in water-scarce areas of southern Saurashtra. It will also provide about 900 million cubic meters of water for domestic usage. With the substantial presence of minerals and manpower, Saurashtra and Kutch have great potential for industrial growth. But actual growth has not matched this potential due to lack of water. The Kalpasar lake will supply 500 million cubic meters of water for the industrial development of these regions. The Kalpasar project will generate eco-friendly renewable tidal power of 5,880 megawatts. Due to savings in power consumption, in agriculture and public water supply, its true value would be much more than the figures we see today. The Kalpasar water will reclaim about 119,000 hectares of peripheral saline land and develop it for agricultural, industrial, residential, recreational and social purposes. This will give a quantum leap to the living standards of the people in the region. Today, road transport between South Gujarat and Saurashtra is via Ahmedabad. This means longer journeys, higher travel and operating expenses and higher fuel consumption. With few road options, the routes are too busy with heavy traffic. By providing a multi-lane road as well as a railway track over the dam, Kalpasar will help reduce the distance between South Gujarat, Mumbai and Saurashtra, about 225 kilometers. With enormous savings in time and money, Gujarat's economy will move far ahead. A short route will link Saurashtra and Kutch with Mumbai, the commercial capital of India. Trade will increase. The multi-lane road on the dam will be saturated with traffic by the year 2025. The benefit from the dam by then would be 8,680 million rupees per year.